Ready? Call our special call meeting to order, December 28, 2007. Call roll, please.
Stevens.
Here.
Duran.
Here.
O'Neill.
Here.
Mills.
Here.
Peterson.
Here.
Yeah.
Here.
Holt.
Here.
We have
We have a quorum. Thank you. Okay, number one, consideration and possible action to authorize the calling of a special election under the Fire and Police Arbitration Act, 11 OS Section 51-108C, for the purpose of allowing the voters to select which of the last best offers between the city and the IUPA, Local Number 3, should be the collective bargaining act for FY 2007-2008, including consideration and adoption of any resolution or any items as may be required for the calling of the same, and to authorize the appropriate corporate authority to take such action as may be necessary to effectuate the calling of said election. That's a mouthful. So, who's leading the charge on this? Is this
We've had a discussion, Chief. You want to make any other comments?
is there anything we need to discuss other than we've already discussed this?
No, unless there's some additional questions that you have, but we've already discussed that this is another step in the procedure to present this to the citizens of Shawnee to make a decision.
At what point would we determine the election date? That we do what? Within 30 days we determine that? And I know we have a copy of election dates for 2008 that was put in our boxes. So will we just put that on the agenda the next meeting or two? Okay.
The resolution that we have here, if we were to adopt that, has the 1st of April 2008 on it.
That was the date they were shooting for.
Okay.
If you adopt the resolution without amendment, that will go ahead and will operate from that premise and be the 1st of April.
What happens if an agreement is reached, if, say we go through with this, and an agreement is reached between now and the 30 days? Is that brought to us, a special executive session?
Yes, you would have, you choose whether or not you want to get executive session, but yes, any agreement has to be approved by the city commission, so it had to be brought to you for approval. The complicated factor in this situation is, of course, is that we have to set two commissioners for special election also. We have to set up a date for the filing period. If you all reach a settlement prior to that date of the filing period, then the whole election's off. But once we have a filing period, people are filing for offices, that portion of the election will continue, even if the union question goes off.
At what point is it appropriate to discuss what exactly are the unresolved issues so that it's clear to the people of Shawnee what we're bringing to the election? I mean,
Right.
you know, this is real simple to say the last best offers.
Right.
When do we get to
Specifics.
disclose the specifics of this is the last best offer of the union, this is the last best offer of the city?
Well, I think now that you've said election day, I think now, from now on.
Then can we please, during the course of this discussion, have someone clarify for us exactly what it is we were not able to resolve in negotiations and through arbitration?
Yes, we'll produce a briefing sheet for you within the next couple of days that specifically delineates the differences.
Let me make one recommendation also to you. Again, you've got a specific attorney representing you on this limited particular issue. You probably don't want to get in depth too much until the first commission meeting in January, so that you have an opportunity to talk to that person.
Then can we please arrange to have the attorney that's handling this matter be present at the first meeting in January and brief
Right.
us as to all of the issues so that it's truly done in an open forum?
Absolutely, I will handle that.
Okay.
That'll
Put how on
be-
the agenda?
Okay.
Is that up to the attorneys on both sides to determine the wording on said ballot?
Yes, there's a required statutory.
We don't have anything to do with that, the commission.
Well, you're the client, yes, you would have something to do with that, but it's a situation where you do the.
What I mean, is that an extra step they're going to
Yes.
decide to?
Right, there'll be a step there because there has to be an agreement on the ballot. Otherwise, it has to be of arbitration. That's the major fight in these things is a ballot language.
Okay. Chief, I got a question for you. How many officers on the Shawnee Police Force right now? How many do we have?
We have 52.
52. And how many are union members?
I don't have the exact number, but I believe it's a few under 30. So it's high 20s, I believe, are actually union members.
Kelly, would you verify that?
Sure, I can get that verification for you.
Do you have a exact number?
No, I don't have the exact number with me, but as far as I know from what we've read in the past, it's the exact same thing as what Chief was saying.
Okay.
But I'll get that verifiable number for you.
Okay. So we have an option here to pass this resolution today, or we can put it off until our next meeting or sometime within the next 30 days. Is that what?
No, we
we're
haven't
gonna do
passed
today?
resolution today.
The resolution has to be
Has to
passed
pass
today,
today?
calling for
Yes, sir.
election.
Okay.
You don't have to be specific in the
On the
date
date.
of the election if you
Okay.
don't want to be.
Okay.
But that's what
All right.
it's being recommended by the council.
Okay.
John?
Okay.
Question here is, if this resolution is settled today, for planning purposes, when do we start getting with this possible election of this spot, this Ward 4 and 6? I mean, the filing period, I guess I'm asking
Yeah, that's
for.
set out.
Because it takes, there's going to be some time factors involved in this
And
puppy.
it's set out in the charter, so it tells you how many days in between elections and how many days you have before the election to file it. So I would imagine by the first meeting in January, I can tell you what those dates will be.
Okay.
Okay.
Should we make the decision then, first meeting in January as to when is that really all right, what I'm thinking right now, is we have 30 days
All right. We could do it the
to
second
set the
meeting.
date, and we have 31 days in December, so we'd be a day off from the second meeting in January, if I'm counting my days. So that means the first meeting in January, we need to set the election date, if I'm counting the calendar.
That would be that would be the latest. But again, you could set it today on the 1st of April, and then you can change it later if you want. I mean, obviously, the 1st of April
Okay.
is what your council is shooting for in their discussions with you all as far as and I can tell you that's the earliest you can have.
No, we could, city commission could make that decision during the first meeting in January as well, to set the election day,
Sure. I think, yeah.
okay? Because we're within the 30-day window from today's decision.
I'd still go ahead and set the date today and then change it if you want.
Okay.
Yes, we need
You don't want to
to,
have any technical screw
Yeah.
up.
I'm just
Okay.
trying to allow the,
Suddenly you don't have a quorum at that meeting or
I understand.
something happens.
or
and
weather or something.
I'd go ahead and set it today and change it if you want later.
okay, I'm just trying to allow the commission flexibility either way.
Yeah, I mean, it's a resolution, so obviously up until the 50-day period,
Okay. And this resolution is presented before us because of a time constraint,
statutory deadline.
okay, with this entire issue.
Right.
Okay. And basically, we are here to make decisions based on what we heard from our labor attorney during our last executive session.
That's correct.
So it's mainly what we heard. We don't have everything in writing, both sides, and eventually we will need that to move forward. I really, really think so. And
Yes.
we've heard this for months, as we come down to what the offer is and what we're comfortable with and what we're not comfortable with. And I remember a lot of things from that meeting, and I remember some of the non-negotiable, or what was mentioned to us as non-negotiable items, and because of those, I'm also comfortable with doing this, but I don't know where some of the other details are that I would like to see. I'd also like to say a conversation that I had with Commissioner Holt a couple of days ago. This is not something that comes before us often. I've had more than 5 years here, and while we've gotten close, we've never done this. So it's not anything that we all have lots of experience on, and it's a decision we make every year. But do you know what I think is important, though, is that really, because very few issues do we ever really take to the voters.
Right.
Because the majority, we're in a democracy, and I've thought a lot about this, and this really, this is very serious because we, all as individuals, are elected to represent the people of Shawnee and make these decisions. And I think it's important for us to all realize that in getting to this point, we made the best decisions that we could make in negotiating with the union based upon our current budget status, our goals for the future, the information that we were provided along the way. And now, you know, we're truly at an impasse, and that we apparently, as commissioners and the mayor, don't feel like that we're in a position as a city to do anything other than what our last best offer was. And so in turn now, because we're in this position, fortunately, in living in a democracy, we can now truly take it to the individual mom and pop 18-year-old registered voter, everyone, to decide what's best. And so I don't want this to be us to think of, you know, this is the city against the police department or against the union, because I don't think that's where any of us are headed. It's we tried to make the best decisions and it fell apart. And so now the citizens of Shawnee really need to get involved, and they need to help us make these decisions. And that's why I was asking about, okay, truly tell us what the last best offers were. Let's put out on the table why we felt like we couldn't give any more or make any other decisions. And I just think, I mean, you know, and we see what's happening over in Pakistan, and, you know, they're renewed striving for democracy. This is democracy happening right here in little, you know, hometown Shawnee. And I just think this is great that we have this system in place. And I just hope that we don't take the approach of and us against them. Because I think what's important is that we want to provide the most money, the best system in place, the best resources, the best equipment, the best training for the people that protect our city, with what we have to give as a city when it comes down to the budget. And when it comes down to what we need in order to continue to have command and control issues within our police department, which only enhances safety and security in our police department as a whole. So much for my preaching. I just think it's important for all of us to keep that in mind.
It is not a decision that we take lightly. I mean, it's really not, and I want everyone to understand that. We didn't just come here to go, oh yeah, let's take this to a vote of the people. We've worked long and hard on meetings with you and what we can do and trying
to be reasonable
and trying to. I mean, our fiduciary responsibility, our financial obligation to remain in the black with everything that the city is responsible for. It's not just about this, but it's everything, and trying to do the give and takes so that we could have a good last best offer. And this is where we think we are. Yeah, and if that's not acceptable to the union, then our next step is to go and have the citizens.
Absolutely.
That's
Let
exactly
the people decide.
right.
And that's great.
That's right.
Well, actually, we're following the instructions of state statute on this. They're governing the whole thing, not us.
Yeah.
We're just approving it. We're opting to go along with the state statute, and I assume the county election board has time frames too we have to abide by.
Well, that's what this election dates are on that was given to us here. So, Carl, you have a comment?
Well, I have worked on something I wanted to say here for about the last couple of days, and I wrote it down so I would be able to get it clear, but this is my feelings on this. When I came on board October the 1st, I stated that I would do the best I could for the citizens of Shawnee. And I want to make it absolutely clear, I have the utmost respect for the police department, fire department, as well as all the employees of the city. And I will do all I can for them within the financial capability of the city. And that's how I feel.
Well, that's well spoken. Well, let's go on to our, let's get this resolution passed then and move on. So, do I have a motion to pass the resolution 6324?
So move.
Motion by Commissioner Schran. Second by Commissioner Young. Read the title, please.
A resolution authorizing the calling and holding of an election to be held in the city of Shawnee, Oklahoma, submitting to the registered qualified voters of said city the question of whether the 2007-2008 collective bargaining agreement between the International Union of Police Associations Local Number 3 the City of Shawnee shall consist of the City of Shawnee's last best offer or the International Union of Police Associations Local Number 3 Union's last best offer, and notify the Potawatomi County Election Board of the holding of such election.
Call roll, please.
Sharon,
Aye.
Young,
Aye.
Peterson,
Aye.
Holt,
Aye.
Stevens,
Aye.
O'Neill.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Okay. Motion to adjourn. Motion by Commissioner Young,
Second.
second by Commissioner Holt. Call roll, please.
Young,
Aye.
Holt,
Aye.
Stevens,
Aye.
Sharon,
Aye.
O'Neill.
Aye.
Mills.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
We are adjourned.